boy K Smith.
That's
in the
right.
House. Thank you so much,
yes.
man. Cheers.
Eddie G in the house. Let's go.
Appreciate you, bro. We're just saying how we've been working at this for 2 months. We finally made it happen, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you inviting me.
It's awesome because we met at a networking event and we were kicking it. And at the end, you're like, hey, let's go. Where are you going after this? I'm like, I got to go, man. I got to wake up at 5 to do my morning routine.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, dude, me too. It's like the same mentality. When I meet people like that, right away I want to like connect and, you know, kind of find out more about them. So thank you for being here, bro. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me. And like you said, that night, so when we met at that networking event, right? Yeah. And you were like a sponsor at the event. And so we went, there was a lot of people, but immediately I got brought to the table you were at and we just clicked, bro. You had great energy.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah, I saw you. You had your group of women. So I was like, all right, I definitely like this guy's vibe right here. We're going to be friends. We're going to be friends.
For sure.
And no, man, for me, energy is everything. Like I walk into a room and some people are like, filling the room with their energy and all that, and then you have other people that are like looking to suck other people's energy out. You know what I'm saying? They're looking to suck money. They're looking to suck attention. They're looking to suck your energy. Yeah. And so I just gravitate towards people based on energy first. And as we get to know each other and stuff like that, it either vibrates at a higher and higher level, or it's kind of like, oh, okay, this is not what I thought it was.
Were you always like sensitive to energy like that and aware of it, or is this something that like you've developed?
It's something I developed.
Yeah.
So I started off in sales at the age of 18 years old, right? And I started off selling door-to-door kitchen knives with a company called Vector Marketing. We sold Cutco knives.
Holy shit.
So $1,000 kitchen knives.
Damn.
And it was the craziest thing because basically in school, I was trying to find like a way to make money. I couldn't find it. I was trying to find money at the mall. Like I was trying to get hired. Couldn't get hired. I applied to McDonald's. I applied to Walmart. I applied to Burger King. All the places where I could just get like free shit or free food. I was trying to get, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, let me get a job there. Let me get in. I just need to make some money. Like, I was going to FIU. I'm looking around. I'm seeing all these girls, like beautiful women everywhere. And I'm here like, yo, I'm broke. I have no money. It's so frustrating. Yeah. So it's like, you can't take a girl out. I can't do anything except dollar menu at McDonald's. They didn't even have dollar menu back then. Bro. But bottom line was this, bro. I got into sales, and that was the only like profession that would basically take me on. No experience, no background, no nothing. Right? No salary, straight commission. Like, go door to door, go knock on 100 doors. Hopefully you can make 5 or 10 sales, and you can make some money. And they were smart about how they did it, right? So most people would come in and they'd say like, no, I don't want to do sales. But if you go with the right company that has a strong compensation structure where they say, we won't pay you anything. Okay. But if you perform, you have a chance to make $1,000 or you have a chance to make $2,000. I'm 18 years old. I had friends that were working like full time that didn't make $2,000 at the time back then. Sure. You know what I'm saying? Sure. So they're saying I can make that in one sale. Most people are going to be like, nah, hell no, I'm out. Give me something that has a structure and a base. Give me a base and all of that.
Know what I can count on.
But the right type of person, especially if you're building that business, and I tell people this, I train on this all the time. I say, look, people are free. The best people that you could have for your business are free. Even if it's not sales, right? If you want to basically partner up with someone, I call them unemployable experts. Like people will buy into an idea and they will do it for free if they get a percentage off the top or a percentage of profits or a percentage of the company if you guys grow into something else. You don't grow, you stay the same, they get nothing. But they help you transition into something greater and something more. They can get an upside, part of the upside potential. All of my friends were like, you're doing what? You're doing sales? You're going door knocking? Hell no. Sure. Like everyone was out. Yeah. I was the only one that showed up to this little presentation where they were trying to hire us. And they said, yo, you make $1,000 to $2,000 per sale. And I'm thinking, even if it takes me all fucking month, can I curse on here?
For sure, 100%.
All right, dope. I'm like, even if it fucking takes me all fucking month.
You're going to get that one sale.
To get one sale. I still did more than you made working your 40 hours. Yeah. And the craziest thing is to nobody else. Like none of my friends thought that made sense. And the biggest learning experience wasn't even the fucking money, right? Because you're doing door-to-door sales and it was hot and it's Miami and it's humid and summertime, it's the worst, it's brutal. But what it taught me was resilience. What it taught me was how to develop personalities. What it taught me was, yo, you have like 10 seconds to connect with someone. The second someone opens the door.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're knocking the door, like you're knocking their house door. Like,
at their house door. Nobody wants to be bothered.
Exactly.
You know, they're watching TV.
And how did you
they're
do?
having dinner.
You crushed it?
No, in the beginning I sucked. My first customer was my mom. You know? And it was like, she was like, my mom was the only one that would like get a sale, but that was it. That's like, okay, this is my salary for the first month. I got my mom,
for sure.
You know? And then I'm going and I'm door knocking and people are like, no, not interested. Come back. This is too expensive. And then it's like, one of my aunts would be like, well, I see you're doing something. What are you doing? I'm like, all right, cool. I mean, you probably don't want to do this. Let me just show it to you. And she's like, you know, I'll support you, whatever. These things cost $1,000. I'll do the bottom package.
Bare minimum, yeah.
I'd still make $700 from that. And I'm like, boom. My next 3 weeks of bills are covered. You know, at 18, you're just starting off. Yeah.
And there is something within people at a very young age where they look for the right thing to study or to read.
Yeah.
Or like they have that hunger. And then there is, mind you can have close friends. They will mock you for taking the higher risk or like taking that job when they have the $15 an hour job.
Yeah.
And they think they're doing the right thing, but it's not about what's right or wrong. It's what's right for you and what's right for them. But what do you think it was that mentality, that mindset that you had? Where did that trigger? Did you play sports? Was it from like your family?
Yeah. So I grew up, so after I got introduced to sales, right, I got introduced to personal development. So my mentor was like, yo, you want to have success, you got to start to read books and listen to audios. And this one dude, his name is Zig Ziglar. He passed away now, but he's one of the OGs, right? You know Zig Ziglar, right? And he said the only place that people were taught how to develop the right mental attitude for 99% of all people is going to be sports. He's like, if you didn't get into sports, you didn't learn what it was like to work with a team. If you didn't get into sports, you didn't learn what it was like to start losing and find a way to work your way back, to make that comeback, right?
Yeah.
If you didn't work in sports, you didn't learn what it was like to do the work when you didn't feel like doing it.
Yeah.
So for me, I was in sports. Fortunate for me, like my parents were like, yo, from 5 years old, they're like, yo, you're going to play soccer, you're going to play basketball, you're going to try out baseball, you're going to try all these different things. Just try. So me and my brothers were all athletic since we were like kids.
It's a big
but
deal, man.
I think that's what gave me the courage to start something like that. When you're right, all of my friends were negative. They all said, yo, you're doing door-to-door sales. Oh,
that's crazy.
Oh, you were out grinding for like 5 hours today. Did you make it? You didn't make any money? And they were talking shit. They were talking mad shit. And I was like, all right, don't worry. You know, it's like a little slap in the face. But you know what? It motivated me. And it was like, yo, I'm going to fucking come back and I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it again. And so long story short, the ability to get into sales after 1 year, I transitioned. I actually did get my breakthrough. 6 months of doing that, I sucked. But after 6 months, I started making like $2 to $3 grand a week selling kitchen knives door to door as I got this. I was making 2 or 3 sales. You just get better at it. Yeah. So there's 4 levels. I actually did a tip of the day on this just a few days ago.
Okay.
When you get into anything, 4 stages of your experience. Bottom level is what you call unconscious incompetence. Okay, so you're basically unconsciously aware that you suck. Right? You don't know what you don't know.
Correct.
The next level is you're competent, right? But you're incompetent, right? You're consciously incompetent. So that's level 2.
You suck, and there's nothing you can do about it, basically.
And there's nothing you can do about it except try to get better.
Yeah.
Right? And it applies in sports, it applies in business, it applies in sales, in life, relationships, right? Everything. Third level up is you are consciously competent. So now you've developed the skills, right? You got the lingo down. You know how to do the presentation. You know how to handle objections. You know how to get someone to see and buy into the vision, right? You're consciously competent. And then 4th level up is you're unconsciously.
You're not even trying.
You're not even trying.
It's just going.
That's it.
Yes.
You just show up and shit just happens. It just flows.
Because it becomes you. It becomes part of who you are.
Yes. That's it. And so people don't realize like, yo, you might suck at something. And you might think you're going to be good, but then you don't know why you suck, right? It's just like with me with golf. Like, I'm competitive. The second I was introduced to golf, man, in college, I was like, this is easy. I played fucking hockey. I played tennis. I got to hit this thing. Yeah. And first time I'm swinging, fuck. Second time, fuck. Like, third time, you're there the whole day. And I'm like, I've never been so frustrated. I haven't used the word fuck so many times trying to play a sport.
Bro, that's golfing.
That's golfing, right? So what happens is I thought I was going to be good, and I didn't know what I didn't know.
Yeah,
like
correct.
the slightest turn, like just a 1 or 2%, it's a game of inches.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what I didn't know, and then I had a friend that was like doing it since he was a kid, and he's like, no, you gotta first work on how you're holding the freaking golf club, right?
Yeah.
You gotta work on the golf club, then you gotta work on your footing, and then you gotta work on the angle and your balance, and so there's all this shit I didn't know, I didn't realize. I just thought, you just get in front of it, you swing, and that's it. It's like baseball. Yeah,
correct.
That's it.
I was a baseball player. I was like, golf, it's gotta be easy.
It's gotta be easy.
Put the ball on the tee. I've been hitting balls off the tee my whole life.
Yeah.
Not so fast.
No,
bro.
not so fast. And so you do it, you realize, holy shit, there's all this stuff that I have to work on. Game of inches, right? And when you get there, you're consciously incompetent, like but you're willing to commit and do the work, you know? And then you get to the point where you play and you're good and like, I'm consciously competent. So I've been doing this now for months or years. I know how to play the game. And then you end up like Tiger after you do your 10,000 hours where, bro, this guy had surgeries done. Like surgery, and he would just come back and then win the freaking, I don't know what you call it, but the Masters. Like that was insane.
Yeah.
Most people go through a surgical procedure you're never heard of again.
But what I found, and I don't know if you've seen his story, is, and based on what you're saying, is his dad made him unconsciously competent at a very young age.
Very young age.
So it became part of his nature to get up there and swing the way he was supposed to.
Yes.
And then what happened after that was, now we have to develop the mental strength and fortitude in order for you to get through the challenges you're going to have. You're the first black golfer that's really going to be successful. Like, people are going to criticize you. Like, there's going to be a lot behind you. You need to be mentally strong to assess this. And my brother and I talk about this all the time. We played baseball growing up. I played baseball since I was 3 years old. In baseball, if you fail 7 out of 10 times, you're an all-star. You're getting paid hundreds of millions, right? Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
So you have to deal with going back to the dugout, facing your teammates, facing your coach, facing your family that's outside at 6, 7, 8, 9 years old when you strike out 7 out of 10 times, and you're still one of the studs in the team. It teaches you that failure is just a part of the process to get to the base hit and to get to the home runs. And that, when it came time to become an entrepreneur, and I tell people all the time, like, it's going to be hard as fuck to beat me, bro, because I don't know when to go away.
Yeah.
I don't know when to stop.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm failing, I'm on the right path.
Yeah.
I know that I'm on my way there. So sports, I agree with you. Sports is one of those things that make you or break you when you're looking at entrepreneurship and wealth creation.
Yes, 100%. And it just teaches the attitude, because if you don't have that, we are taught that when we play sports, but if you don't have that in business, you can't be successful. It's just not going to happen.
Absolutely.
It's funny because Zig Ziglar also said this one quote, right? He says, there's no rich man's sons. It was a quote from Joe DiMaggio. Okay. He says, there's no rich man's sons in the major leagues.
Oh, shit.
There's no rich man's sons in the major leagues. And basically what that meant was, like, if you're going to make it in the major leagues of baseball, like, you have to be hard. You have to be a gangster, bro. Yeah. You can't be a soft little bitch, right? Exactly. You can't be so crying over the fact that, oh, this doesn't go your way. It's very tough. It's very aggressive. You're
going to have a short memory.
You're going to have, exactly, right? Yeah. It's competitive. You have to be willing to fight, right? And most people, if you come from wealth, and this is, man, I don't know, are you an Andrew Tate fan?
A what?
Andrew Tate.
I love Andrew Tate.
I love Andrew Tate.
It's controversial.
It's super controversial.
It's hard to agree with everything everyone says, but there is
mean,
something about the fact that he's pushing no bitch-assness in the world that we fucking need.
Yeah.
We need no bitch-assness.
Yes.
It's a must.
We need more people like that, like him, David Goggins.
I love David Goggins. One of my best friends is a U.S. Navy SEAL, and, like, it's just a way of living, and it's the reason why we clicked. Yeah. Mike Donnelly, big shout out to my boy. But he's 50 years old. My bad, Mike. he's over 50 years old. He's running around all of Miami with a 25-pound vest on, jacked, fucking living the life of his dream. Every time you talk to him, he's like, how you doing? I'm living my dream, bro. Like, his attitude towards life, David Goggins, all these guys, they figured it out, bro.
They did. They did. And I think more people need that type of coaching, mentoring, like fatherly or big brother advice. You know what I mean? Because
the masculinity
thing. And that's what it comes down to. And you said it. Like, obviously, you're not going to agree with everything that every single person says, right? And a lot of people will shun and throw out Andrew Tate just because they're like,
because the way he speaks.
Because the way he speaks, whatever it is.
But if you listen to the message,
if you listen, I'm telling you, listen. The first couple years I had, ever since COVID, I was like, this guy's loud, he's obnoxious. All right, cool. All right, scroll next. But then I actually started listening, like, you know what I mean? And you actually hear, and it's like, bro, the message that he's saying so powerful. Yeah. and it aligned with a lot of these greats. Another one is Jordan Peterson.
Oh, that's my guy.
Bro, that's my guy too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so I listen to shit because I need to feed myself that like all the time, especially if you're on an upward trend. There's something you're trying to create. There's something you're pushing for. You got to have that type of reinforcement in the back of your
Constantly.
brain. And if you are surrounded by people that are fucking complaining, if you're surrounded around people that are like, oh, no, it's okay, don't worry. Oh, this was too hard, it's okay.
Living out of fear.
Yeah, they live out of fear. You're looking for someone else to take the reins, take control of your life, your situation. Like, yo, you're going to be a soft-ass little hoe.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to create anything.
Yeah.
And so my message is, like, I talk to people and I do my promotion on social media and all that stuff because I'm like, yo, every single one of us, we have a warrior within us and a cause worth fighting for. And the problem is, yo, you have two voices. You got the warrior, you got that person that's powerful, and then you got this little bitch person in
Everybody
the back,
has
right?
a little bitch.
Everyone has
Joe
that.
Rogan talks about the inner bitch.
No one talks about it, but here's the thing. You have that voice speaking loudly, talking reason. Like, this is a safer option. This is the better option. This is the option that's going to save you from ridicule, save you from embarrassment, save you from failure. And that warrior, you let that voice whisper. It's like, try again. And it's like, no, don't try again. Go to the bar. Yeah. It's like, yo, wake up early. Be disciplined. Yo, be like Eddie G, 5 a.m. Get a fucking routine. You say you want to change your life this year. You say
this
that
is what you
23.
do.
This is what you got to do.
And the other one's like, yo, but the bed's so comfortable.
Yes.
Bro. Come on. We're warm. Snooze for 5 more minutes.
Snooze.
It's all good.
Yo, you deserve it. You deserve. You worked hard. Snooze.
That's crazy.
7 minutes later, snooze again.
Next thing you know, an hour's gone by and you're still in bed. Actually, what I've learned to realize with morning routines is the worst feeling. Can we have some water?
Can I have some more coffee too?
And coffee, wow.
Yeah.
Coffee really makes it happen.
Give me that shit.
Cafecito.
We're just warming up.
One of the really, really cool things that I realized with the morning routine is if I snooze and half an hour goes by, like you close your eyes, you open back up, oh shit, an hour went by and I missed my morning routine. I missed pouring into my own cup. It feels way worse than actually getting up. Because I get it. Not every morning is a morning where you're going to jump out of bed. But it feels way worse to look at the clock and be like, I fucked up, bro. I didn't wake up. Now I can't meditate. I didn't read my book.
Yeah.
I can't go to the gym.
Yeah.
Now my whole day is fucked because I was too lazy. I listened to the one that lives in the comfort zone. So the bitch lives in the comfort zone, right?
The bitch lives in the comfort zone.
And that bitch is just fucking comfy. And it's like, why are we gonna? This is working. This is good right here. Why do you want to ask for more? Why do you need to go after something that you don't have right now? You have, enjoy what you have. There's so much. That's so much louder than the warrior within you.
Yes.
That's telling you to go after it.
Go after it.
It's crazy. It's just how it is.
And I think for most people to achieve what they want most, right? Because all of us have that warrior within us. We also have that cause worth fighting for. So some of us, man, like, yo, your parents are struggling and most people are like not doing anything about it. Some of us are there and you're with a spouse and she hates to work the job that she's working. She's looking for something else. She hasn't found it. And you as a man, you have the opportunity to step up, to take control of that situation, to be a provider, to provide different options. But you don't do it because you're listening to the little inner bitch like, oh, you don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. Just wake up an hour before your 9 to 5. Yeah. And after you get off at 5, everyone's going to the bar. Everyone's going to be at happy hour for the 7th time this week, right?
It's crazy. Especially in Miami. That's Miami for you.
I know. But you know what? You know what's great about that? Number one, oh my God, I've worked with different businesses. I've done business development with different companies, and I've had the opportunity to grow like sales and leadership teams in different cities, different states all over the country. Okay. And sometimes I'd be somewhere for like a month or two at a time. Sometimes I'm there for like 3 or 4, 5, 6 months at a time. And it's like, okay, Karl, you want to continue to build and expand this new territory? And it's like, nope, I'm going back to Miami. And one, I just love it down here, right? Nightlife, networking, it's just easy. It's just amazing. You got everything.
It's getting better, too.
It just gets better and better. Now, the cost is going up and up and up, but I'm a competitive guy, so I'm like, that just means we have to do more. We have to make more money, add more value, do something so that it's not a problem. There's other people who are moving into there, and then you have people that are moving out.
Yeah, exactly.
So if it's such a big problem, like, why are people still moving in, right? Correct. There's something that they're doing.
And what are they doing? What are they doing?
Exactly.
And what do I need to do in order to identify? One of the things I love most about Miami, and I lived in New York for 3 years. I've lived in different places. There's a lot of easy money here.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of lazy millionaires. There's a lot of lazy rich people.
Yeah.
And I'm not as rich as you. I'm not as wealthy as you. but you're not going to fucking beat me. It's not over yet. We're in the first inning, bro. Like,
Yes.
I'm just getting started. So
Exactly.
the opportunity to watch people go to the happy hour.
Yeah.
I'll go to the happy hour too. Like
And
we
I'll
did
do
it.
it.
We
Yeah,
met.
we did it. But the next day.
But I know I have a commitment to me.
Yes.
And you don't have a commitment to you. And at some point, that's going to catch up. And it's not going to catch up to me. So I love I'm competitive as fuck too. So to me, it's like, and they don't even know what's going on. Like I'm competing against the idea of somebody else working less, thinking they got it going on, and I'm gonna outwork the fuck out of you, and I'm gonna out earn you. And most importantly, I'm gonna live happy. I'm gonna live fulfilled. I have my babies. So it's like that is really the purpose. That's really the purpose that wakes you up in the morning. One of the quotes I told someone the other day was, if you were to go where I'm going, you would wake up at 4:45 too.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yes.
I have a vision of where I want to go and my purpose very clear. And every morning I wake up and I have a note on my phone that says, read this when you wake up every morning. And it's a prayer and it's a reminder of who I am. That shit gets me out of bed so fucking fast. It's like, let's go. Like I'm ready to go after it. It's a game changer. Cheers, bro.
Oh, cheers. For sure.
This Cuban coffee thing is what makes this podcast go around, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. So where are you from originally?
Haiti. My parents are from Haiti. So
You were born there?
No, I was born here, but my background, yeah. So I was originally born and raised here in Miami.
Okay.
So that's one of the reasons I can't leave, bro. I go everywhere else. I enjoy other places, right? My older brother lived in New York for like half of his life. Well, now he's a little older. He's, I don't want to put him out.
Calling people out on their ages in this podcast.
But he's 14 years older than me.
Okay.
And at his age, he's kind of like how you described your boy, right? He's one of these dudes jogging around his neighborhood in 100-degree weather with a 50-pound vest on, and he's just he's chugging. So he actually used to train Muay Thai fighters. Like he used to do Muay Thai boxing, right, and all of that. So he's just got that David Goggins mentality. And even still today, he's like, I've done Muay Thai for all these years. Now I'm basically learning jiu-jitsu, and every single day he's in his garage. He's sparring with different people. He does little tournaments and practice sessions over there. It's just nuts. Yeah. But that dude, my older brother, gangster. You know what I mean?
Inspirational.
Inspiration. And I needed to see that, as I was a kid. So he lived in New York. I have a sister that lives in D.C. I got another sister that lives in Toronto. I got a brother that lives in Toronto. My dad lives in Montreal. Like, we got family spread out everywhere.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I travel all these places. I always come back here to Miami because of two things. One, the lifestyle for living here, for me, you can't compete. I just love it, right? You get everything. You got the beach, you got the nightlife, you got the social scene, you got the competitive thing, right?
There's
because
business.
the people, right? There's business to be made here.
For sure.
But the second reason is there's no other place that you can actually like go to war, right? And compete. Like the level of competition that you either have like people that are part of the 1% where they're just like me and they're just like you, right? Yeah. But 99% of all the people, even the ones that are still getting it, whether you haven't arrived yet, or whether you actually there, you have success, you've created wealth and all that stuff. Those people are comfortable. Those are the people that will stay out all night, right? Yeah. And they won't wake up earlier to do the job necessary to get the job done. Yeah. So there's less competition here, right? Most people are not even trying, and we have the opportunity to just do what most people won't do in order to rise up to a whole nother level. Okay, so I'm 1,000% with you, and you can't say the same thing. Like, I spent some time in Seattle. I was engaged all of last year. I'm not engaged anymore. But I was engaged. Alert! Sound the alarms. Keep it moving. Right away.
So Seattle.
It's far. But I was in Seattle, and like you have people that are working on projects and they're raising money, and it's a different vibe because here it's like people are hustlers. There, people are like strategists. They're planners. Okay. They plan out like, how do we get the $2 million seed money that we need before we can even start this project? Here, people are like, I have no money, but let's just freaking do it. Let's just fucking go for it, right? Yeah. You meet those people over there, but those people a lot of times are very disciplined also, right? On the West Coast, for the ones that are in that world where they're really trying to build and grow something. And I just found that when I'm networking in that area, I just find more people that are willing to be disciplined because there's not as much distraction.
There isn't as much distraction.
There's not as much distraction, right? Yeah. Here, everything closes at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., everything shuts down. Yeah. Here, everything's going, people are staying up till 5 o'clock in the morning, leaving Club Live, and then showing up to work at 9.
Shower and go to work, bro.
They shower, they go to work. There's no way you could perform at a level 100 being distracted like that. You just can't. You'll go through the day, right? You'll get your stuff done, and some people are so proud, like, I still party, and I still do what I got to do, bro. I still do what I got to do. And it's like, okay, you might have that mentality now. Let's look at 5 years from now. Yeah. You're aging, bro.
You're
aging
dude.
faster.
Yeah.
You're getting weaker. Your energy's going down the drain. You don't have the same stamina. I'm at the gym every single day, bro. I'm running every single goddamn day.
Yeah.
I'm taking time and I'm working on my mind every single goddamn day. And the compound effect over a long enough time creates a huge separation, but you can't see it today or tomorrow or this week or next month. Yeah. It's only going to be able to be seen after 3 years, after 4 years, after 5 years, or after 10 years. Yeah. That's the separating factor.
That's the Kobe Bryant. Have you heard him talk about that specifically? He's like,
God, yes.
I wake up 3 hours earlier than you and I train in the morning.
Yeah.
And then I stay a little extra after the game, 2 hours after. Those 5 hours a day compounded every single day for 5 years is why I am Kobe Bryant and you're not.
Yes.
Like, it's really what separated him. And I'm actually getting a tat of a black mamba coming up just because.
Really?
And listen, to me, Jordan's the GOAT. I love LeBron. Like, I get it. But Kobe's mentality, that killer mentality,
unmatched.
Inside and off on and off the court is unmatched. Unmatched in sports, actually. I don't think anybody's that mentally strong.
I agree with that. Yeah, for sure. R.I.P.
So how do you transition from 6 months in, you're making a bunch of money now in knife sales to where you are today?
Okay, great question. So I'm doing the kitchen knife thing. I finally become one of the top producers there, right? And then there's all this talk after 1 year of like, all right, Karl, you need to open up an office and you need to go and recruit a team and you're going to hire these college kids just like you are, show them that you're making some money, and just build a business. And the same guy, his name's BJ, the same guy that introduced me to the opportunity to sell kitchen knives, right, door to door, also introduced me to my next opportunity where I was selling phones, just not door to door.
What was that, T-Mobile?
No, we sold T-Mobile service and Verizon and all that. Okay. But we had an online store, an online website, and you could just go and get as many customers as you wanted. And then you can actually build a team. And by building a team, so it was actually network marketing, right? Okay. So you basically build a team.
Was it Nextel?
No.
What was that called?
It was called ACN.
Dad was in Nextel, right? Yeah, my dad was in a similar one.
Where they there's another company that was huge, also called damn, how did I forget the name?
So network marketing.
Excel.
Excel.
There you go.
That's
it was
the
Excel?
one. It's not Nextel. It's Excel.
Yeah, I was like, all right. I was like, the one you're talking about is definitely not Nextel. No.
Excel. Excel.
It's
You're right,
Excel.
Yeah, my dad was in that.
So, all of my mentors, all of my mentors came from Excel.
Okay.
So we were with another company that was competing with Excel, right, at the time. So Excel ended up going, and they had these monsters, bro. Yeah, and it was the same thing. Anyone that competes, right, you couldn't compete with people that were entering the direct sales world back in the 90s, right? In the 80s, 90s, the types of training that they got was all about being a beast, all about letting that warrior come out, all about like, just pedal to the metal, grind, build shit, no excuses. Yeah. We don't have that today. It's just not. I think I was actually very fortunate because Excel was growing. They actually became $1 billion company. Yeah. Then after they became $1 billion company, I don't know what the hell happened, but obviously the owner was really excited, started, taking cash out of the company, and the stock prices, they went public. The stock prices basically automatically tanked. The company went out of business within a year of hitting $1 billion mark. Yeah. It was like the fastest growth for any direct sales company at the time. It was like just shot through the roof, and then rug pulled out, collapsed just right away.
It's fucking nuts.
So all those guys went over to the company I was working with, which is called ACN, right? And so we had the OGs. So I'm there and
learning from these beasts.
I'm learning, but like I'm selling kitchen knives, and I'm like, I'm 19 years old, and I'm making like $7 to $8 grand a month, and I'm like, bro, I'm about to open up an office, and I'm gonna make like 10 to 12 grand a month. I'm like, you can't tell me nothing. What are you gonna tell me, right?
You didn't know there's levels to this shit.
I didn't know that there was levels to this shit, bro. Yeah. So my boy BJ's like, nah, you gotta come with me. And he brings me to this seminar. And at this seminar, there's like a lineup of like 6, 7 speakers that are all from this company. And I hear from one speaker in particular, this guy's young 20s, all right? So I'm 19, this guy's 21 at the time. Damn. And he's talking, and he's making $200,000+ a year at the time. He's driving a Porsche, he's living on the beach, and I just heard, like, I saw him in his suit, and I could tell, like, this is one of those expensive suits, right? I didn't have one of those yet. Yeah. He's, like, wearing one of those $1,000, $2,000 suits, and he's 21, bro, and he's going to FIU like I'm going to FIU, but I'm still driving, like, a little broke mobile. This guy's driving my dream car at the time, right? And his swag was just all swagged out, and I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
I could do that too, bro.
Yeah. And I'm like, bro, that competition, right, starts to come in. And I'm like, all right, first of all, this guy's a beast, but I need to learn from him. So I promise you, I left that meeting and they were offering this whole presentation saying, all right, you can get our mentorship. We're going to set you up with an online store. We'll teach you how to be a home-based business owner.
Okay.
I left that meeting and I walked into the office the next day and I'm like, yo, I'm out. Peace. And they're like, what? We're about to transition. How could you do this to us? You're 1 year in. We thought you were committed. I was like, yeah, no, I was committed. Yeah, they tried to do it. Exactly. Right? And it's like, nah, bro, I saw what I needed to see. And that's one of the crazy things too, man. There's something about people. So we were talking about energy earlier, and you just feel it. And it's something that I wasn't born with, but after dealing with so many people, so many sales presentations, networking events, you know, the types of people I close, the types of people I learn from, do business with, you just experience, you just pick it up, right? Yeah. And so I don't know what it was, man, but there's certain things about people, and you had it too, that just stands out, and it sticks out, and just like, this is someone I need to be around. That guy had that. So anyways, I basically am like, I'm not even giving you guys a 2 weeks notice, like nothing. No. Like, I'm out. I didn't even come here to work today. I came here to tell you guys
that I'm done.
Face to face. I appreciate everything you guys did for me, but like, nah, like the next step and next level up for me is going to be this next project. So here I am at 19 years old, and I'm thinking this is going to be cake. I was the #1 guy. I was selling kitchen knives door to door. I know what I'm doing. I could do this. Selling cell phones, piece of cake. Everyone has a cell phone. Yeah. So I jump in the business and I'm like, just teach me what I need to know. And 2 weeks in, I'm going through a little bit of struggles actually. And I'm like, wait, hold on. People have contracts on their cell phones. It's not so easy to switch them over, right? And then people are asking me about like, all right, well, if I switch over from Verizon to T-Mobile or T-Mobile to this company, how much money am I really saving? And I'm like, all right, well, you'll save a little bit of money. They're like, that's not enough to do the switch.
Now you're selling based on like savings and dollar savings.
Yeah, it was a totally different sell. It was a totally different sell. Like when I was selling kitchen knives, all you had to do was get people to like experience it. It's like if you cooked, we made food right then and there. I'm like, boom, we put out all the knives, let's cook, we have some fun. You like me, I like you, you're using it, you're gonna buy it. You're gonna be like, bro, it's so smooth, it's so easy. This, I can't do that with a cell phone. Yeah. This is the first time I'm selling something that's not like tangible. I could like, correct. You know, and we weren't even selling the phones. We're selling the service of the phone.
He's like, what do you hear better?
So like, hard, so they're like, yo, I mean, how much money am I really saving? And I'm like, I mean, you'll save like $10 a month. They're like,
it's not worth
the fuck. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So now I'm running into issues. Same thing. We're offering home phone like landline service. Same thing. How much money am I gonna save? $3?
Yeah.
Why the fuck am I gonna switch? And so I'm like, bro, how are you? And he's like, bro, I've mastered this. I built a team, and we have thousands of customers that are on the service. And I'm like, bro, teach me. And he's like, bro, you're leading in wrong. You're trying to sell the service. You're trying to sell the savings. He's like, you can't sell the savings. He's like, that's not the secret to getting ahead. I'm like, share the secret with me, you know?
Okay.
And he's like, show up to the next training. And he wouldn't give me the answer directly, but he was always, show up to the next training, show up to the next training. So anyways, long story short, 6 months in, I'm like, bro, I've had a little bit of success, made a little bit of money, but like I'm not making the money I was making over there. I'm about to quit, bro. I'm going back over there.
I fucked up.
Fuck this, right? I'm about to like, yo. And he's like, listen. He's like, Karl, listen. You decided to do this business for a reason. Yeah, you were making money over there. But he's like, once you crack the code over here, okay? Once you actually become a person that's worth becoming over here, you become a person that's worthy and deserving of having this success. He's like, bro, you're gonna surpass me. Like right now, you think what I'm doing is big, 200-300 grand a year. He's like, bro, I'm going for $1 million a year. I'm going for $1 million a year before I hit 25 years old. He's like, you're gonna be able to do the exact same thing too.
That's a dope conversation to have with somebody, bro.
Right?
Fuck yeah.
People don't have that, you know, in their lives. And I mean, I was fortunate. Me and him don't even talk right now today. Egos kicked in, and it was a whole waffle.
So people are rocket boosters.
But it was what I need. Yes, that's it. So the same people that take you to one level are not going to be the ones that take you to the next, right? Correct. So, but we had a dope convo, and I'm 6 months in, thinking like this is a big mistake, and he's there like, nah, bro, like commit. And what I didn't realize he was doing was he was saying, meet me at the next training, because he knew that one-worded answers wasn't going to be the thing that was going to help me create a breakthrough. It was going to be environment. He's like, you need to be around other people driving Porsches and Lamborghinis and Ferraris. You need to be around people that are making $50,000 to $100,000 a month. You have to be around people that have built sales teams that consist of over 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 people. You got to be around those people. And so he kept inviting me out. And then I don't know what happened, but as I started reading books, I was listening to Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, all the greats, right? Tony Robbins,
guys,
old school. Those guys, I still listen to them today.
Fuck
still get into it. Yes. My breakthrough happened 2.5 years in. So right before my 3rd year in, I'm 21 years old. I show up to a training event, and there's this guy named Darren Hardy that's speaking. He's training, and there's an arena that we're at, and 30,000 people in the room. And he goes and he shares a few things, and it was like everything I learned from the 2 years before just clicked. It's like you can learn a bunch of stuff, and it's like having a bunch of pieces of different puzzle pieces on the table. But you don't know where it's supposed to go, but all the pieces are there. I learned a little bit about selling, a little bit about connecting, networking, closing deals, building people, managing people, accountability. But they're all pieces on the puzzle. And this guy does a talk, and I was like, and I put the pieces together in the right order, and a picture appeared. And I'm seeing and looking at myself like, yo, your next breakthrough is coming. Like, this is a picture of me creating my next breakthrough. That is sick. You know, as a what do you call it? As an example. Yeah. You know what I mean? So he does the talk, everything clicked. And that was December of 2009. So the next month, January, everyone else is basically like making New Year's resolutions, right? I'm going to do this. I'm going to be this. I'm going to create this, right? They're making New Year's resolutions they're not going to keep. And everyone's still hungover from the New Year's like 2-3 weeks in. Not me. I was like, bro, I swore off drinking. I was like, I'm not drinking anymore. I'm not partying anymore. I'm not doing this anymore. And the only thing I was looking for was failure. Every single day I'm going for failure. And I'm taking this concept that just clicked with me from being at that event. And that was the first month. It was January 2009. That was the first month, 21 years old. I go out and I make $12,000 for the month.
Boom.
First time. And I was like, oh my God, finally, you know, because I was holding on.
Yeah.
And in this company,
for a while. 3 years
I hung on long time. Yeah. And I hadn't made more than $3,000 in a month ever for those 3 years. Not more than 3,000. When before that I was making more.
7, yeah.
You know what I mean? 7,000, 8,000. On a bad month, it was still 5 to 6K. So I'm there like, yo, I want to do this because when I was looking ahead at the people that had figured this out, these guys are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Some of them were making millions of dollars a year. And my thought process was, what am I going to do with myself if I just quit and go back to where I came from? It's still moving backwards. And no one else where I was before was making that type of money. The top guy was making 150 grand a year. And it was like, okay, fine, whatever. But you still weren't an entrepreneur. You were just you were a manager. Yeah, you're just a sales manager. That's it. Yeah. Like, you're not creating something. You're not basically building something. You're not opening up new territories. You're not really instilling and training and pouring into people and empowering them the way that these guys were. So anyways, I had that breakthrough at 21 years old, and I was like, all right, we're going to keep this going. And so everyone else was like, what? You're starting to make money. It's 3 months in. I cleared over 30, 40 G's for the month. People are like, let's go party and celebrate. I was like, no.
This is what got me here.
This is what got me here. Yeah. I was like, I got to stay focused. And so I didn't drink alcohol from 21 to probably like 26. Where at 26 years old, I had built an organization with that company that was over 10,000 sales guys at 26. And I was getting promoted to a vice president position with them. And there was only like 3 in like the Southeast region of the United States. So I was like one of those 3. And it was surreal, bro.
Awesome, bro.
It was, it was insane. So now I'm getting an override and I'm getting paid on 60,000 plus customers that I brought into this company in that time frame. So
now you got like the recurring revenue.
I have recurring revenue. I got a team. I got territories. I can go to different cities and be like, this is my team. These are my people. That's awesome, bro. And now we can go out and celebrate and have fun and all that stuff. Yeah. Now I can start drinking again.
You delayed gratification for long enough.
It's delayed gratification.
And then you still, recognize, okay, it is time now to reap what I sowed and like get the rewards of my labors.
Yes. So I was trained. It was militant, right? And like, once again, I was never introduced to an environment like that. I came up like from my family household. It was like very loving household. My mom was always supportive. Mm-hmm. That's why my mom's like my number one. Like, she was just supportive from day one. Yeah.
Same here.
You know what's crazy about that? There was a study that was done. Okay. And the study that was done, they took like the most successful people, like the richest people in the whole world. Okay. And I think it was like the top 200, maybe it was top 1,000, but let's pretend it was top 1,000. Mm-hmm. They took the 1,000 top most successful people, entrepreneurs on the planet. And then they were like, what are the like characteristics? Like, what do they have in common? Like, there has to be something that they have in common, like all across the board, that's allowed these people to become successful. And so they had maybe it was 1,000 data points, or maybe it was a couple hundred. I have the numbers mixed up, but there's 1,000 and 200. So it could have been 1,000 data points or 200 data points.
Got it.
But anyways, you take these top entrepreneurs and you're like, okay, was it the fact that they were raised in poverty? Some were, some weren't, some were, some weren't, some were, some weren't.
All right.
It's like, okay, did these people have good education, right? It's like these people did, check, check, check. These ones didn't, check, 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 right?
So there's no common denominator.
There was one common denominator across the board. And here's what it was. That for all of them, unanimous, each one of them had a blindly supportive parent. And for the majority, 80% of them, it was the parent of the opposite sex. So if you were a successful man, you usually had a mother that was just blindly supportive, let you try whatever you're going to try, and just encouraged you to just keep trying. And whether it worked out or didn't work, she just supported you.
I love that, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I love you, mama.
Right? And I look back at that and I'm like, holy shit, yo, that was me. Because when I did the kitchen knives, my dad like frowned. He was in the medical field and he's like, what are you doing being salespeople? Frown on that. But that part was also necessary too.
You need both.
You need both.
Yeah.
You need that both. And I think for me, having that balance, that yin, that yang, that positive and that negative energy, like you have the support when you're down and you feel broken, but then you have the challenge, right? When you feel like you need to prove yourself.
And if you're competitive, if your parents know you and they know how to trigger you, like I am.
Yeah.
If you trigger my competitiveness, I'm going to be so fucking annoying to beat and to stop. Because when somebody, you mentioned something earlier where your friends were like, ha, you're not going to make it. Bro, partners, friends, whatever. I've more than once been like, bro, I love this house. I'm going to end up buying this house one day. They're like, that's $18 million. What are you talking about? Like, you laughed.
Yeah.
I have on my phone, I have this person laughed at me buying this house on this day at this time. I have it written down. And there's nothing against. They're my boys. They're my homies.
Oh my God.
But it's inspirational to me. It's like, thank you.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm not going to be successful.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm going to fail, laugh at me.
Yeah.
And then watch.
Yeah.
It actually drives me. But you also need the supportive parent that's going to like listen to your crazy ideas and say, you know what, kid, go for it. If you fail, you fail.
Yes.
Live through failure.
Yes.
But
you got to have both.
I have that written down. And some of my closest friends are on that list. Like, just, And I think, I don't know if they do it on purpose. I don't know if we do it on purpose as humans, but there is a lot of judging amongst the people that love you most, right? Because they're not doing it to wag their fingers at you and say like, oh, you don't know what you're doing. It's more like, dude, we love you, we care for you. We don't want to see you heartbroken because you've been hitting the streets for 6 months and you're trying to sell kitchen knives.
Exactly.
But they don't understand the motivator behind you, which is who's going to take you there. That's why I write those things down. It's like, this person laughed at the fact that I'm going to work this many hours a week. I'm going to spend this much time with my kids. Like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. And you laughed and you motivated me and you pushed me over the top.
Yeah. I used to call it the I told you list. I told you so list, right? Oh, it's like you make it, I told you so. Like, yo, you need that, right? One of my best friends, his name's DG, right? David Gongoro. This dude is so funny because at 19, he was laughing at me when I was selling kitchen knives. Okay. And then it was like I started doing it. And I remember he was like, man, should I do this? I don't know. Like, man, his family's like my family, right? His mom was one of the first people that actually supported me. It was like, yo, okay, we'll do the knives, come through, show us a presentation, all of that. Got it. And we grew up and knew each other since middle school. But he laughed at me, bro. He laughed at me. And I was like, all right, I still love you, bro, but fuck you, bro.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
You're going to find out. Cover your ears, guys. My bad.
It's good. It's good.
And so DG was in the back of my mind, along with some other people, but it was an I told you so list, right? Yeah. And it's like, all right, just keep your head down and just do what you have to do. Do what you have to do. When I hit 21 and I started making 10 G's a month, and I go, and there was a car that I always wanted. It was like a BMW M3 at the time. Yeah. And I just turned 21. Back in the days, it was hot. They just came up with the new model, the new grill face. It was like aggressive and mean. Yeah. Everyone else was riding around, my boy DG, in Altimas, right? With like 22-inch rims, candy green, like all of that. And I'm like, all right, let me get this car and let me stunt. So it was convertible. And I take the car and then I basically moved to the beach. I moved to Hollandale Beach, right on the freaking water. I get a 3-bedroom spot. And literally you just go right down to like the bottom floor. You walk across the pool and then your feet's on the sand. Like so it was sick. Amazing, amazing. So I do that, and my boy, he looks at me, and he's like, all right, you win. And he gives me that call, and he's like, all right, I'm here. I just finished graduating my program at school. He hits me up like, all right, I'm ready to learn. Like, show me what you got.
That's cool, too.
And it was dope. Cool. And without skipping a beat, bro, this guy comes, and it's like handshake. I put him on to the business. Within 4 months, I had him making 6 figures. in that
That's
company.
awesome,
We
bro.
cut that whole 3-year learning curve I had to go through
Yeah.
because everything I had learned, it's like you document it, you create a blueprint.
Yeah.
So back then we called it the Dynasty Blueprint. Right now, today, we, redefined it and just added so much more to it. But
I call it the formula. That's why
I
this is the
call it,
podcast.
it's a formula.
That's your formula.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So mine is called the Reinvention Blueprint.
Okay.
So we take the Reinvention Blueprint. Next time I'll come and I'll share it on the formula.
For sure. No doubt. No doubt.
And
What is it?
And so it's basically a blueprint, and it's now composed of 3 things: leadership development, business growth strategies, and financial literacy and education. Okay, so all the stuff that I'd learned since I was like 18, stuff I'd read books on, the stuff I worked with companies and implemented, I just literally put it all into a formula because you have to track what's working. And then if you want to grow and scale and have the chance to like create new breakthroughs in your life, to double and triple in locations or double and triple in sales and productivity and revenue and all that, you got to document what's working, and you got to like duplicate yourself through other people.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I learned when I was doing direct sales. So it's like, yo, you got this right. You got this script. You better write that thing down. Like, you got someone to agree. You met a billionaire. Like, I met a billionaire from going to a networking event, meeting with a bunch of other millionaires. One millionaire introduced me to this billionaire. His name's Gil Deser. He owns all the Trump buildings in Sunny Isles Beach.
Okay.
And set me up with a meeting where I was able to go. I pitched him, and I got him as a customer for the freaking program. And I learned to do that, and I'm like 24, 25. Like, I wrote that down, bro.
What did you say?
It's a formula. What did I say?
Yeah.
How did this happen? Because now that I'm bringing on the next superstars, it's like we want to train up the next generation. Here's what I did, and this is what you got to do to get your family and friends as clients. Yeah. This is what you got to do if you're going to get small businesses as customers. This is what you got to do if you're going to show up to networking events and network with the alphas in the room, right? The decision makers, the people that are the most valuable assets. And this is what you're going to do to get those people to introduce you to their best contacts. You got to document all of that because it's the only way that you can duplicate. You're creating your own system of operations.
Yeah. And you built that. You basically grabbed all your knowledge and you put it into this blueprint.
Yeah. So that's what we
and
actually
that's what led you to today, where you're like motive. Because I love your videos, bro. And you're telling people. It's also the tone, right? Like, there is motivators that are out there saying like, hey, it's okay. You know, who you are today is fine. It's just you got to improve it. And then there's some other people that are like, yo, wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, you're not doing well. It's okay.
Yeah.
Because you could do better.
Exactly.
But it starts with recognizing that you're not where you want to be and holding yourself accountable to where you want to go. Figure it out and go. You kind of have that tone.
Yeah.
there's a post you put out recently. It was like, somebody owns these buildings. Like, think about this for a second. Somebody owns that building right there. I want to own it too. What are we gonna do? I love that. I love the concept of speaking to people in that way, because I think, look, you've mentioned 2 or 3 things, and some of the most powerful things have been, I went to a talk, or I heard somebody, or I had a mentor, or I read a book. Something happened along your path that triggered something.
Yes.
And when that triggered, you became a different person. It's like evolving.
Yeah.
You know? And if you are not constantly evolving, you're dying. You're dying. And you mentioned 3 things: is body, mind, soul. Mm-hmm. Going to the gym, you're constantly evolving. You get stronger, you get better. You meditate, you're constantly evolving your soul. To me, it's like the body, the mind, the books.
Yes.
Whenever I'm bored, I'm like, man, I'm not coming up with no ideas. I need to go read a book, pick up a new book. Whenever I'm stressed and I'm anxious, I'm worried about the future or the past, I got to go meditate. Whenever I look at myself in the mirror, I don't have my pump, I'm like, I need to get my ass in the gym, like right now. It's just like those 3 things pour into my cup, and the next thing you know, I'm able to go around, give value to people, and change the game. It's what triggers you to become that next person that you're supposed to become, and always keep growing.
Yeah, I think too many people look around, right? And Andrew Tate, I love this saying, right? He's like, some people will look at a Lamborghini driving by and be like, oh, great, a Lamborghini. That guy's rich, right? Yeah. And most people are like, oh, douchebag, you probably had to rob or steal or trick somebody or con someone, right?
Hey.
That's just how they think. But it's only because in their realm of like how they think, and it's not even just them, they're thinking, but it's their environment that they grew up in, right? It's like you look at your closest friends, you look at who are the teachers that have taught you, you look at the parents you grew up with, and there's a level of thinking that they have. And if it's like down here, right, if you think of a thermometer, right, and it's like a low temperature, like you're not going to break past that barrier because this is what you've been conditioned by your entire life. So you're conditioned to believe that everyone that's having success is cutting corners or cutting lines. Because if you go the regular route of go to school, get a regular education and all that, you play the game like no one who plays the game the way that they teach you to follow these rules is winning at that level.
For sure.
You're just not.
Yeah.
Right? So someone looks at that Lamborghini driving by and they say, oh, great, that guy had to con somebody.
Yeah.
And another person looks at the Lamborghini and says, I wonder what that guy does. Right? I wonder what he does. How can I learn more about it? How can I get into it? Where do I start? Who do I need to learn from? Who do I need to talk to? And how can I get myself one of those? Because if one person can do it, I know I can do it too.
Boom.
That's it. And it's just a mentality that you have. And so, why was I bringing that up?
No, because you created the blueprint, and that's where you are today. It's motivating and
yeah,
creating that mindset for people.
People need to be woken the fuck up, bro. People need to be kicked in the ass. That's why I say, like, I look out on my balcony, I'm like, look at these buildings. I was just talking to someone earlier, and they're like, I don't know, you know, it's just like, all these people, like, they're just better than me. They're just this and they're just that. And I don't know if I have that. And I'm like, dude, wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, people own these buildings outside. Someone's driving a Lamborghini outside.
And that person's not better than you.
They're not better than you.
Exactly like you are.
Yes. Yeah. They're no different. They're not superhuman. They don't have superhuman strength, superhuman intellect.
They're not smarter. They're not. That's all bullshit.
All they did was learn something.
Yeah.
They learned a strategy that you haven't learned yet. And if one person could learn it, that means you could learn it too.
Yep.
And even if you try to implement it and you don't get good the first time and you fail and you lose money, some people say, I can't risk losing money. It's like, who cares? Lose money 10 times, lose money 100 times. Because every time that you lose, you learn. And the more you learn on how it works, I was talking to my boy right here, Calvin, and we're on the way over here. And I was talking to him about some of the mistakes that I was just starting off an Airbnb business or whatever on my first unit or whatever. And I'm talking about, oh, yeah, I had to learn to do this. And then there was this challenge. And then, man, some of these tenants are pain in the asses. And then the process of how do I get the cleaners. And he's here. He's done this shit 1,000,000 times. He's done it like 100 times. He's like, bro, he's like, learn the formula, and he's spinning some game, and he's like, after you've learned the formula, that's it.
Now
the
you
same
duplicate.
thing that's it. Yes.
Yeah.
So he's like, the same thing that's allowing me to go into new places. Like, he just came back from the Philippines. This guy has like 5 or 6. How many places was it? 8 units. 8 units.
Boy, I love it.
This guy goes to the Philippines for 3 weeks. He's there on a vacation because he's invited out. While he's there, he's actually talking to other people that own units and other developers that are building places. So he's having conversations, and he knows what to ask. He knows what to look for. Same thing. So he ended up buying how many cars? 10 cars. 10 and cars. 8 units in 3 weeks. And then he comes back here, and he's like, all right, we're going back in June. Karl, you coming with me? And he tells me that, and I'm like, yes, I'm going with you.
That's
like,
absolutely right.
Yeah, like there's no question. He's like, bro, you're here trying to figure out how to do one unit here. He's like, that's cool, right? I got dozens of units here in the States, but bro, for every 1 unit I have here, I can get 4 over there in the Philippines. Yeah, and I'm still charging the same nightly rate. So what are we gonna do? And I'm
shit. When is this trip in June? I'm coming.
Right? And me, I'm here, and I'm thinking, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
He's like, what's your average nightly rate on your apartment? I say $130 per night is what I'm saying. He's like, that's not very high. And he's like, I'm getting $100 to $110 per night, but he's like, the mortgage on these places is $600-700.
Nothing.
$600-700. So I need to rent my spot. Yes. And so he's like, I need to rent my spot for 5 or 6 nights. And the mortgage payment is covered, and I have 8 of those. And he's like, you have to rent your spot for 25 nights just to be able to cover. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So it's like different levels of thinking, and you only get that when your association starts to change. You hang around people that play video games and watch TV all day and talk about what's going on the news, and all they try to do is scare you. And that's what you're talking about. That's what you're repeating. That's what you're pouring into your cup. Yeah. That's all you're going to be able to project. That's all you're going to be able to create.
Yeah.
Right?
You create a ceiling for yourself.
You create a ceiling. Yeah. It's a ceiling of anxiety. It's a ceiling of worry. It's a ceiling of failure. It's a ceiling that everything is hard. It's a ceiling that, they don't want us to win. It's a ceiling of, it's ceilings, bro. Yeah. I want to hang around people that have no goddamn ceiling.
That's right,
The sky's the limit, bro. Let me hang around the Eddie G's of the world.
Sure, bro.
Let me hang around the Calvin Vitalises of the world, right? Let me get around the Grant Cardones. It's like, bro, I was going to events at 21, and I would pay $1,000, $500 to get into an event, and my friends, same ones that laughed at me when I was selling kitchen knives, they'd be like, "You spent $900 to get in that event."
They didn't get it.
They didn't get it, right?
Yeah.
And so they would say that, and it's like, fine. And I learned. Here's the other key, right? You got to learn who you can actually talk to, right? Because some people are dream stealers,
dude.
So you got to know who you can actually talk to, and who, like, you're like, yo, forget that, right? You ignore it, and so you still love them from a distance, but you don't let them take your dream. You don't let them steal your hopes, your dreams, your desires, right? And so I cut conversations, communications, relationships real quick. The second I see someone starting to be a black hole and you're just sucking
the energy.
You're just sucking my energy. You're sucking my hopes, my inspiration, my admiration, my creativity, my energy, my drive. Like, you're sucking that from me. I'm sorry.
Whether or not you know it, maybe somebody knows to you, maybe you don't mean to do it.
Most of the times they don't know.
Yeah.
Most of the times they actually think they're doing the best for you. They're thinking, yo, I'm just trying to love you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be there for you. I'm trying to save you. But you know what? Your level of saving me is coming from a level of thought that you've been feeding yourself from the media on the news, from the TV you've been watching. And what I'm trying to pour into my mind is I want to know what Eddie G's been learning from all these people he's been interviewing.
Correct.
Because he's got some golden nuggets.
Yeah.
And all I need is one or two in a 1 hour conversation that can go and allow me to move in a different direction.
Yeah.
Right? I just want 1 or 2 nuggets from Calvin, right? And that's the difference. Yeah, go ahead.
Is getting that trigger to say, wait a minute, dude, I need to take this advice and run, as opposed to, no, don't. You're gonna fail. Like, it's okay to fail, bro.
Yes.
Like, failure is good.
Yes.
I'm applying it to my kids. One of the things I started to ask was, what did you fail at today? Most people are like, did you have fun today? How was your good? How was school? Good. Like,
That's true.
Do you have any friends? Yeah, all good.
That's
like,
so
kids
true.
don't tell you what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Asking them what they fail at, now they're starting to think, like, I failed that? Like, is that a good thing?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because now you know what not to do.
Yes.
Tomorrow, try it again, but don't do the same thing.
Yeah.
Try something different and see if it works.
Yes.
Next thing you know, it starts working, and they start to realize they can grow and learn through failure. And if they do it at a young age, by the time they get to our age, they fail at the Airbnb. It's all good. There's another one.
Yeah.
Mike Donnelly has this saying. It's like, it's just money. We'll make more.
It's just money.
Like, don't be afraid. When the stock market is crashing and everybody's panic selling, somebody's buying on the other side. Like, I was a financial advisor.
That's
and
right.
when that clicked for me, I was like, wait a minute. The market crashed in 08. I was a financial advisor. I couldn't sell ice water to a person in the desert.
Yeah.
And somebody told me, hey, dude, if everybody's selling, that means somebody's buying from them. Who's stupid enough to buy when everything is taking a nosedive? You should take a look at that. And when I read about it, when I looked at it, I was like, oh, shit, Mark Cuban and Warren Buffett are the ones that are buying right now.
Yep.
I need to learn from those guys, not the panic sellers.
Yes.
Not the fearful people.
Yes.
Not the people that are like, oh, I only have $10,000 in savings. I need to save this. Because no. Go out and invest it. If you lose, you make more. It's fine. Be responsible with your future self.
Yeah.
I think that's a big marker of success.
Huge. You got to take responsibility, right?
Yeah.
You got to take responsibility, and you have to be, you can't be afraid to go and take that path that no one else is willing to take, because that's where the leaders are born. You know what I mean? And people are looking for leaders. People are looking for the voices that have something to say, that are speaking from experience, but you can't get that experience if you're just following the crowd. You can't get that experience if you're thinking like everyone else is thinking. You know what I mean? You got to be different. You got to be a trendsetter. And that's what that is, man. And I think all of us have something inside of us to basically do that. And I think all of us have a reason to actually become that. You know what I mean? Like I said, some of us are in positions to where we can take on causes to really affect the communities around us, the families around us. Some of us, different cities, states, or even countries around us, right?
Yeah.
There's things that you can do that'll create and affect change in certain communities. And some of us, because you're in that state, like, I mean, I was giving money away to my church, and I told someone how much I gave away to a new church, not new, but like they didn't have any help, and they're in the North Miami Beach area. Okay. So I gave some money, like, you know,
a significant amount.
It was a significant amount.
Yeah.
And someone was like, bro, there's people out in Africa, and there's people in Asia, and there's people in this and that. And I'm like, yes, there are, right?
Yeah.
But that's not my environment right now. I'm not a part of that world, and I haven't looked into it, and I'm not here looking and researching, okay, who needs help in the world? Yeah. Everyone needs goddamn help all around us, right? But you have to take a look at, like, where are you at, right? And what pain points are you experiencing from seeing, like, something is wrong? And that's what entrepreneurship is founded on, right?
Yes.
Entrepreneurship is based on solving solutions to problems. That's exactly it. And so too many people are running away from problems. They're not looking and analyzing problems, willing to stand in their value and say, because I have this experience, because I know this person, because I know how this system works, we can start to create changes that will affect change in this area, in this community today. The world needs more of those types of people.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And the more we all think collectively, the bigger impact we'll make, and then we'll change this whole fucking mess that's going on.
Yeah.
Like that's really what's happening. It's not enough people are stepping up.
Not enough people are stepping up because you know what? They're all tuned into the idiot box. Okay, that's what it is. Everyone is plugged in. They just plug themselves in.
The Matrix. They're in the Matrix. That's one of the things about Andrew Tate.
Yeah, he talks
you're
about
in the fucking Matrix. They send their agents. I was like, yo, this guy.
I don't even like to get into it too much with regular people. You can't talk about this stuff, right? But you just know the ones that are looking to create and affect change, right? Those are the ones that are dialed in, and you could have that conversation with. So if you're listening to us right now, bro, don't get offended by what it is that we say. We still love you. No disrespect.
It's all love. We're trying to make the world a little bit of a better place.
It's all love. But just know that you deserve more. And I think that's the biggest thing. You deserve to have more. You have greatness within you. And most people need to tap into that. They're not tapping into that feed. You're tapping into the news feed of what they're saying about the world, is what's going on. And your whole life is filled with nothing but anxiety and stress and fear and worry and doubt. And doubt about who you are and what you can contribute. Doubt about what's possible for your community, for your city, even for this country. It's all doubt. It's all worry. It's all fear. And all we do is blame. When something doesn't go right, oh, it's because of Biden. It's because of this. It's because of that. It's because of this person. It's because of that. But no one's standing in their values saying, look, this is what I could bring to the table and contribute to make change. And if I have enough people that are willing to stand up with me, we can start to affect change all over the place.
Dog. Yeah. Fucking great day today, bro. I appreciate you, bro. This is great. We're definitely doing this again for sure.
Let's do it, man.
Randy, let's fucking book this again.
Yes.
Yo, everybody, K Smith, I appreciate you being here, bro. This has been one of the best podcasts I've shot. Seriously, I appreciate everything you said.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. So let me check this out. Let me give everyone, all of your listeners, a gift. You guys are tuning in right now. There's a couple of things. First thing is you want to tune into ksmith360.com. Okay. Put this in the show notes somewhere, ksmith360.com.
Gotcha.
You're going to get the email and phone number that you'll get to plug in, and you're going to get plugged in, and we'll send you updates on what goes on with events. We'll send you free resources, free tips for anyone that's basically looking to gain some clarity on what they want to create for this year, 2023. What we do is myself, some of the coaches we have on our team, Mr. Calvin, we do strategy calls. We'll give you a free strategy call, 30 to 40 minutes. We'll actually break down, okay, what are you looking to do? What are you looking to create? What are the biggest challenges that you're facing? And we'll give you a quick little blueprint, right? A roadmap to help you basically bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be so you can get to that next level. That's the first gift. The second gift is next week, all right? I don't know when you air this, but on May 4th, we're going to be doing an event. It's called a Success Talks event. Okay, and we're gonna be here in the Coral Gables area, and it's gonna be just a couple hours long, from like 6:30 to 9. We're gonna have entrepreneurs, business professionals, sales professionals, artists, influencers, experts, all coming together. And what we do is we actually get a chance to connect with each other, where everyone who arrives early gets to share who they are and what it is that they're working on and what they're looking for. Too many of these networking events, you show up, there's music, it's pumping, they pump you with alcohol. I'm not against alcohol and drinking, and I know we're running out of time.
No. He's telling me to straighten up.
Oh, okay, got it.
No, yeah, a lot of networking events, you go, you drink, and nobody accomplishes shit.
There's nothing done. It's just a total waste of time, bro. And this is my problem, but it's also one of the biggest things I'm happy about, because it allows people like us to create a separation factor if we decide we want to take that on.
For sure.
Right? So I throw on one networking event once a month, these Success Talks, and we basically talk about ideas that are worth sharing, ideas worth implementing. So I usually have a panel. We're going to have 4 or 5 guys on the panel. My man Calvin Vitalis is going to be there talking about how he got his 8 units in less than 3 weeks, 10 cars to chauffeur his clients that actually book with him to the airport and back. He's got a whole model around it. It's insane. Sick. He just created a whole timeshare business in 21 days, basically, is what he did. It's insane. So we have people like him. We got my man, Phil Smoke, who's going to be there talking about how to create a never-ending stream of clients. If you're in the service-based business and you're trying to get clients, he has the formula for how to go out there and do that. I got my man, Isaac Baruch, who's basically from France, but he's lived here. He's a Miami hustler, and he lives out in Seattle. He has his own podcast that he's launching, I believe. He's got a mastermind community called the Wolf Pack, where he just teaches people to step in and channel that inner wolf so that they can create the results and the success they want in their lives.
I've been dying to find a mastermind here in Miami to do that. We'll fucking launch it.
Bro, we're launching it. He's coming down. He's flying in just to be there. I'm going to have him talk about what he's been able to do and how he's been able to start projects, launch and grow them to multi-million-dollar projects in 12 months or less. So he's going to talk about how he does that. And then who else do I have? There's one more person, Sebastian Taruno. This is actually my newest partner and client. He has a public adjusting firm, and he's been able to, in the last 3 years, just build himself a $1 million plus business from scratch based on some of the principles we teach around leadership. So he's coming. He's going to be there too.
That's awesome, bro.
Everyone's going to get the chance to network, introduce what they do, but we're going to have a dope panel. We're going to hear from a few speakers, and everyone's going to leave with new ideas that they can start to affect in their business immediately. And you're going to know who to talk to. You're going to know what to work on. It's just going to be an amazing event.
May 4th, Coral Gables. I'll be there
May
too.
4th, Coral Gables. You can check it out at nlsevents.com. You can get a free ticket.
Okay.
Tickets you'll see online. They're $25, but we have early bird tickets for the next week.
Got it.
You can get them for free. Okay.
Awesome.
So anyone who's listening, if this is launched before, and if not, I'd love to have you come out. And
For sure,
the next one we'll do, I'm going to throw you on the panel also.
Let's fucking do it.
We're going to fucking have a great conversation.
100%.
We do a Q&A with 50 to 100 plus people. It's going to be sick, bro.
That's dope.
It's going to be dope.
Super
okay?
down. Super down. I appreciate everything you're doing, not just for your clients, but giving value to people in general. I think it's just a way to pour into, like, one of the things I say is people don't realize that they think you're giving more than you're getting.
Yeah.
But to me, and I found this with volunteering at children's hospitals or just sitting down in panels and giving values, I end up with more in my cup than I started with.
Yes.
Like I'm giving away value, but that shit comes back, and I love what you're doing, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you, man. Let's get it.
God bless.
All right.
God bless everybody.
God bless
Thanks for
everyone.
listening.
Much success to all of you guys.
Bro.
Yeah.
This is the shit, dog. I can't believe we took this long to do it. We're gonna be shooting podcasts
Right.
all day.
I'm telling you, bro. We can do
I'm
this
coming,
all day.
Hey, I'm coming.
This
with
guy's
it,
got
bro.
nonstop
I'm
knowledge. You
coming
gotta
with
get
it,
him,
bro.
bro.